Three dudes talking about anime. Guess it's important to hear what they say. Argue over what throughout night and day. Now that you listen to the Rantcafe.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Rantcafe. That's right, I'm your host, Anime Recon, and today we are doing, once again, an anime bracket. This time featuring my shows that I've recommended to the boys right here. With me, I've got, of course, the host, the main man himself, Briggs from All Day Anime, or Brigo.
All Day Anime, what up, boys? So next week, we're going to be talking about Fate Apocrypha and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, giving you our thoughts on that. But in the meantime, giving us some time to watch the episodes, we're doing a bracket on everything that Recon has recommended thus far. In the last 4 to 6 months of us doing this, whatever he's made us watch, all the trash, we're going to rank it and come up with the best one. Jordan,
Let's go.
Joining us today as well. Sorry, I'm taking your job, Recon. Go. Finish your intro.
No, it's fine. And we have Jordan, of course, the anime dude. Hello.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here with the host Recon with all his great recommendations here. You know, peak anime. I figured this will be fun to talk about. I'm excited for this one.
Exactly. Pretty much, I'm expecting those two to be doing most of the talking because, you know, I recommended those shows and I just want to hear their thoughts and, you know, pretty much see who is the winner of this bracket. So I'm excited to dive in. Are you guys ready to rumble?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Amazing energy from you two. I love that. Anyways.
I was born ready.
I just rolled out of bed like 5 minutes ago. And I'm hungover as fuck.
I need
All right.
caffeine.
We are starting off with Gushing Over Magical Girls versus Fate Khalid Ilya Prisma. What do you guys think?
They're both pretty bad, but which one's less worse?
Oh God! Don't.
Oh, God.
He's there. Are you saying this one's close, Briggs? This is so sad.
This is gonna come down to Recon. I know which one you're voting for, Jordan.
I mean, Ilya has a chance to win this bracket if we're being honest. Like, let's just.
I'm
It's one of the best
voting for
fights in
gushing. Dude, I'm voting for gushing over magical girls.
What?
Unironically.
Maho Shoujo BDSM is beating out an epic fate battle between Saber Alter and Archer Ilya. Like this is crazy.
To be fair, I think I only fully watched 2 to 3 episodes of Ilya, but I think I only watched 2 to 3 episodes of Maho Shoujo Magical Girls. So it's a fair battle. Fair battle. They both suck. Don't get me wrong. They're both something that I don't really want to finish.
As expected.
I will say, like I said, Ilya was just kind of okay. Overall, I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7. But just in the middle of the first season, having the balls to just have like Saber Alter appear out of nowhere when they're already tired. It goes for like 3 episodes, and at the very end of that, we get like an Unlimited Blade Works type Archer transformation. Recon has finished it now, so I can say that. Like Ilya turns into Archer, brings out Excalibur, and we get like an Excalibur versus Excalibur finish. Like it was a good fight. Okay,
That does sound amazing, and it does make me want to watch more.
So I'm gonna go with Ilya. Gushing Over Magical Girls wasn't bad though. I gave it more shit on the podcast than I probably needed to because it knows what it is. It owned it. It was pretty funny and pretty good at what it did. But I'm gonna go with Ilya for this one.
Well,
okay.
I pretty much already have a winner for this one, to be honest, because I'm the last one to vote.
Recon, who would you vote for?
Honestly, I would go for Gushing Over Magical Girls. That would get my vote over Ilya. I just enjoyed Gushing Over Magical Girls. I finished it completely. I didn't finish Ilya because I stopped on whatever season. But I enjoyed Gushing Over Magical Girls a lot. It has insanely good ecchi. That's what it pretty much all is about. It's just full-on ecchi and full-on masochism and shit like that. But it's just, you know, exciting. That's what I can say. It's exciting.
You know what?
Wasn't it on an episode of Rantcafe that you learned what BDSM was or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh shit!
We
Actually,
tricked them into thinking it was a band.
When was that? When was that? I know
Years
you
ago.
remember. Years
It
ago.
was back when like Animac was writing the light novel for it or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was Animac actually who told me about the BDSM ban or whatever.
That's so funny.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
Nice.
I was kind of leaning towards Gushing Over Magical Girls, but I didn't place my vote just because I feel like it knows what it is, and it's like I feel like if you're a fan of that genre, you might enjoy it. However, this is my choice, and at the end of the day, while I don't really want to finish either, I'd be more likely to finish Ilya because I am a fan of Fate, and some of the stuff that you've talked about, Jordan, is enticing or does make me want to watch a little bit more at the very least. And I know that the Fates usually tend to have a slow start. The first handful of episodes tend to not be the best, and they usually get better and better as time goes on with Fate. Other than Zero is just a banger throughout. I'll vote for Ilya.
Okay.
All
yeah.
right, and that, ladies and gentlemen, Ilya moves on to the next round.
I will say I probably overhype it up a little bit. All right, I'm naturally biased. Like it's the guy that did the screenplay and stuff for it, or a lot of the production stuff is the same writer that did like Grand Blue and Baka Du Test. So like his style of comedy is also in there. So
Not gonna lie, I am disappointed with that from you.
It's also
because
really
gushing
funny
over
because
Magical Girls lost.
Ilya is technically not Recon's pick. Like it is. It kind of was, but it's not like really.
Yeah.
No, when you guys brought up
we had
Fate,
like 13 natural picks for Recon, and then like this is one he'd seen prior, and he like threw it out there for the Fate
Yeah,
stuff,
it was
so.
like you said, it was 13 natural picks that when we were doing the recommendations, and then when we made you watch a Fate anime, we're like, which one should we watch? And you're like, yeah, just watch Ilya next. So it kind of is. It kind of is.
it kind of is. Okay.
It just wasn't. It wasn't on one of the weeks where we were all recommending a show. But yes, continue.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But anyways, next round we have The King's Avatar, one of my personal favorite Donghua Chinese anime, versus the good old classic Strike the Blood. What are your takes on this, boys?
This is definitely a Recon bracket. I will say that. This is
Can I choose neither?
You have to choose one.
I
love
didn't really
them both.
think about this. I didn't really think about the fact that I'd have to vote for one when I threw this bracket together. I'm gonna be honest. Said the King's Avatar had some good silent moments of like just quiet ambiance where there's a little bit of a soft OST, like just backgrounds, and if you just had that, like you're kind of at peace for a bit, and then Strike the Blood. It was also a show. Like you could tell it was kind of ambitious. It was based on a lot of light novels, so there's a lot of lore. They're actually setting some stuff up, but whether it's good or not, that's a whole nother thing.
I absolutely hated King's Avatar, like with a passion. It bothered me and pissed me off. But maybe it still might be better than the vampire than whatever the other one, the Vampire Strike the Blood.
Strike the Blood. I think I'm gonna vote for Strike the Blood because like I could at least see myself trying to give those light novels like a try for one volume or something. Whereas King's Avatar, I'm not gonna lie, I really did hate it. I couldn't get into it at all. So,
you guys are so salty on Chinese anime. Jesus.
So the question for me is, do I vote for something that I was bored with, Strike the Blood, or do I go for something that I absolutely hated and pissed me off, King's Avatar?
They do say that love and hate are sides of the same coin, whereas like the opposite would be like neutrality, right?
Briggs, you stopped at in Strike the Blood, Briggs. I remember you stopped at such a crucial moment when Kojo was stabbed trying to save his girl, and you didn't even move on to the next episode to see his awesome power.
And I think
you scrapped it.
I think that's why I need to go with King's Avatar, even though I genuinely disliked how they went about the story in so many ways. Like it's just like the ultimate, I'm always flexing on you, I'm always the best, I do everything with ease type of thing. And it's just like so cringe the way they actually did it. Like, don't get me wrong, with Japanese animation, there's a lot of like over the top flexing, I'm strong off the bat, blah, blah, blah. But the way that they presented it even more dramatically in King's Avatar just annoyed me even more. But again,
there was a slight appeal to that.
Pardon?
Like, there was a slight appeal to that. Like, have you ever sat there, like I said, you're scrolling through shorts, you see like those K-dramas that are like way over dramatic, and it had a little bit of that aesthetic too. Because like my favorite point is still everybody like stopping and taking a moment, like as a community, just as a country, like when he retired and like they all started to cry. Like, it was so over the top, like that. That'll just stick with me. Okay, I don't care how many other anime I watch. Like they all stopped and shed a tear in that moment, and then everybody clapped. It was like a Reddit thing, but like it actually happened, right? In the anime. It's crazy.
Bro, this is a tough one because but I think I actually have to go with King's Avatar just because at least it looked pretty good at times. It did have some badass moments, and even though I genuinely disliked it, I'd probably rather continue to watch something I dislike than something I just didn't want to watch the next episode out of sheer boredom.
Yeah, that's fair. At least now Recon gets to choose. Now he
I
gets to
mean,
decide which one of these is the
fun
best
fact.
of the best of the
Fun
worst.
fact: The King's Avatar is getting a 4th season very soon. It's that
not
popular.
surprised.
It's getting more
Cool.
seasons. But they're both really good shows for me personally. They both have great visuals. Even for Strike the Blood, it was old, but it's such a classic. But it has really good visuals. Same with the King's Avatar. But for me, I would vote for the King's Avatar. It is so damn good. I love the action. I love the overpowered protagonist who pretends to be a weakling with a low-level character, and he just flexes on everybody like, "Oh, I'm the strongest!" Yeah. And it's just like, it's awesome. I love this. Smurfing. He's smurfing, basically. I love it when people smurf. But yeah, King's Avatar easily has my votes. And with that, King's Avatar moves on to the next round.
On that note, I think that means I voted wrong, Jordan. My bad.
Too bad you can't change.
All good, all good. I knew that one would be a toss-up. I honestly didn't want to vote for either. I figured I'd vote for the one you were least likely to vote for, Briggs. So that way we all at least get a vote there. So it worked out.
Upcoming next, we have another good show. The Weakest Tamer began a journey to pick up trash, which is an isekai, and it's going up against... I know Briggs is going to hate this one. It is... My instant death ability is so overpowered, nobody in the other world stands a chance against me. What do you guys think?
Can I start off
So
on
the
this
bottom
one?
left. Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
I just want to say that Isekai wa Smartphone was the worst anime I had ever completed. I think the instant death ability is the worst anime that I've ever dropped.
So you don't like
I
the
don't even remember the
insane-
Tamer one. I don't even remember the Tamer one. I'm gonna vote for the Tamer one, just because there is. If you offered me like $1,000 right now to finish the instant death ability, I'd have to ponder.
Wow.
Damn. I did make like the bottom left of this mostly like the isekai side of the bracket because these are like the only isekais that were really in this bracket, surprisingly enough. And I liked the Tamer anime. It was cute. It was very like. It was very wholesome in some ways.
Is that the
and
one
it
with
went
the
very
slime?
dark.
Is that the one with the slime?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
the one
I
with the
like that
slime.
show.
Yeah,
Not
that's
bad.
the one with the little
That one was
slime.
pretty dang good, right?
Oh, that's a
So-
real vote for me, actually. Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I like that one quite a bit, and my instant death ability is overpowered is one I actually finished. I watched 3 episodes. The first 3 episodes were god awful. I kept going. It was still really bad, but I did finish it, and it left a bad taste in my mouth because it kept introducing so many cute girls. Early on, you might remember from the first 3 episodes, there was a cute cat girl.
Yep.
She had a couple minutes of screen time, she dies. Like later on, there's like a cute bunny girl, a couple minutes of screen time, she dies. And it just like rinsed repeated, like one of the biggest sins in anime right there, right? Like these characters that had so much potential, so much
I
life.
feel
They
like
just
I
didn't get
blanked
the
it
look.
out of my mind. I can't remember the show that well. I remember coming on the podcast and being like, "This is Isekai wa Smartphone level of cringe."
Yeah, Tamer's so much better. But yes, I'm voting Tamer as well. But I did finish. Is overpowered, and I would watch the season 2. I will say that for what it's worth.
Nice, good stuff. I would have. I honestly, to tell you the truth, God, I would have voted for a mindset death ability because I love the overpowered protagonist who has the potential, or not potential, but has a shot of destroying Saitama and Goku if they were in the same world. Because all he has to do is just say die, and then they're gonna die no matter what.
Yeah, power
Yep.
scaling wise, he is number 1. I can't. think
Power
of another.
scaling wise, he is probably the most broken anime character I have ever fucking seen. No joke. But with that being said, the Weakest Tamer moves on to the next round.
Let's go.
And then on the final left side of the bracket, we have Yandere Dark Elf versus a literal trash can. What do you guys think?
So I will say I initially put the literal trash in there as, I was like, this could be there for the buy round, right? Like it could be there to make sure a good anime goes on. And I was going to put it against Tamer because, a Tamer goes and picks up trash. And then I thought about you two and I was like, there's a slight chance, a non-zero chance that trash wins against Tamer. And that was going to make me sad. So I went ahead and put it against Yandere Dark Elf instead.
I would have probably voted trash over instant death ability.
Okay. All right.
But at least,
But
at
what about
least,
against Yandere Dark Elf? It's.
All right,
At
you
least
got
she's
Dark Elf
hot.
in a trash can.
at least she's
I like
hot.
Yandere's. I like Dark Elves.
Bonus
She's
points for
hot.
that.
Yeah, I like dark elves. I guess that's enough to make it go by against literal trash.
Okay. All right.
maybe. Close.
Jordan, what do you think?
I'm also gonna go vote for the Yandere Dark Elf. I put this in here for a buy round and a much deserved one for it. I only watched a few episodes, but I liked it. It knew what it was, it owned it, and it did it. So
It was fun.
Yeah. Now I'm saying we're missing an opportunity here. Literal trash could have won this whole bracket, and that would have revolutionized the whole bracket genre. But
I know.
you
Honestly,
alas.
if you put instant death ability, I would have said that instant death ability is worse than trash. Like it's beyond that level of trash. Trash could have went pretty far. Like once we get the meme going.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right. Okay.
I would have probably voted for, honestly, Yandere Dark Elf. She's just
Yandere
hot,
Dark Elf
pretty
wins.
much.
She is hot.
You're not
I
really
put-
missing out on anything if you decided to not watch past 3 episodes, but it's pretty much the same damn generic shit. But she's just hot. That's why I
would have
watched
been
it.
okay with that. Yeah.
Yep.
I
And with
understand.
that, the Dark Elf moves on to the next round. And now we're moving on to the right side of the bracket. And first, we have Wistoria's Wand and Sword versus The Daily Life of the Immortal King, another one of my favorite Donghua Chinese anime. What do you guys think?
Oh, this is actually a tough one. These are two good anime.
It is indeed tough. These are
I-
very good anime, both of them.
I enjoyed the fuck out of both of these for completely different reasons. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Wistoria Wand and Sword, genuinely, I wanted to keep on watching. I should keep on watching. It was a good start. Good animation, good moments. I like the main character. Positive things to say. However, the Immortal King one, funny as fuck. So funny. So stupid,
Yeah.
but so funny. I liked it. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched more than I was supposed to before the podcast.
And you
Yeah.
didn't continue it, did you? You stopped.
I know I watched the entire first season.
Oh, you got
just-
way more to go.
Just not on stream, but I have watched the whole first season.
Good, but you got
So,
way more
Actually, I
to go.
rewatched most of it too.
I wasn't a big fan of the Immortal King one, I'm gonna be honest. I did love Wistoria, and the only reason I haven't finished Wistoria is because I saw that there was a season 2 announced, and I'm really excited for that. So I didn't want to watch it, give it too much time, and then forget and have to rewatch it. So I held off, but I do love Wistoria so far. It's the same author as Don Machi, and you can kind of tell, but it also has Wit Studios animation, so it just looks really pretty.
Wait, it's the same author as Don Machi? I had no idea.
Yeah, for the light novels. So,
I just realized I forgot to vote, so I'll let. I'm gonna get my vote in before Jordan, so you can make your decision here. I'm gonna vote for Mortal King because while I think Wistoria had a strong start, I do think it tapered off a little bit, and I didn't continue watching, probably just because I was at a busy schedule. But I do want to watch more. Versus Immortal King, not only did I watch the first season, I almost rewatched the entire first season again on stream. I liked it, so I'm gonna vote for Immortal King.
That
Y'all know
explains.
my vote. I'm voting Wistoria. Immortal King was I don't know. I didn't really laugh. I know it was supposed to be funny. It was a one
You,
punch man type of
you
humor,
didn't
but it
laugh a
wasn't as
single
good.
time?
No, I a couple times I did. When he walked in out of the hospital as a baby, right after she gave birth or whatever, and it was already talking and whatnot. That was pretty funny. But Father, I require my diaper changed or whatever. I can't remember what the lines were, but there was a couple giggles in there. But yeah, I don't know. It's I would rather watch One Punch Man season 3. I think if I had to choose. So
So what's
Wistoria
your
for
vote?
me.
Okay,
Yeah, it
Wistoria.
goes for you, Recon.
I love both of these anime. Wistoria's 1 and Sword Season 2 is coming out in 2026. I'm very excited for that. And Immortal King, surprisingly, is still ongoing and it's getting another season. Oh god, it has like fucking 6, 7
Hype.
seasons right now. It is crazy.
I'm down to keep on
But
watching Immortal King, dude. I might just rip that the whole next week. Fuck Apocrypha. Also, I'm not gonna spoil my overall thoughts on Apocrypha. While it looks amazing, I'm not surprised it's Recon's favorite because I'm hating it so far.
Man, you don't like Astolfo?
I'm only 5 episodes in. I don't see the appeal yet.
Astolfo's the appeal. You don't like that?
Yeah, I don't just like a character and then be like, I like the show now. Sorry, Recon.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, for me, I will vote for Immortal King.
Oh,
It's
God,
funny
okay.
as fuck. Overpowered demon lord. It's just it's
Rest
a
in peace,
big
Wistoria.
fucking parody comedy show that I just really enjoy. It's just well fucking made. So with that said, Immortal King moves on to the next round, and unfortunately, Wistoria goes down in the dumpster.
Yeah, somebody else has got to start making these brackets because we just had the King's Avatar and Yandere Dark Elf move on to the second round,
Well,
and
it's-
Wistoria just did not. So
This is not your fault, Jordan. This is the fault of Recon's anime picks.
No, this is Jordan's fault. He's the one that put this bracket together.
You recommended this trash, dude.
I recommended this all, but I'm not the one who put each anime against each other. That's Jordan's job.
I could already predict what's gonna win this bracket, and I genuinely think it's gonna come down to the 2 shows. It might come down to the 2 shows that were like a half Recon recommendation and a kind of chat recommendation. Out of 16 picks, the 2 that were kind of not yours are gonna be in the finals. I'm calling it.
Man, shut up. Let's just keep going, okay?
Okay.
Next round, we have Helk, the Great Hercules Strongman, versus the show that I enjoy is Gamers. What do you guys think?
Hulk.
Oh God, that was quick.
Just
That was-
straight
that
up,
was so
quick like that.
Hulk-
No explanation, no
Hulk,
nothing.
Hulk clears. Maybe I take it back. Maybe a single character can carry a series. I lied like 2 seconds ago. Hulk is just so funny, so entertaining. I absolutely loved it, and I want to watch more. Gamers was just
Okay.
all right. It was okay. I don't dislike it.
So
Okay.
Helk was really good. I do need to still watch more of it. It like had a good blend of like it was really really funny. Whenever it tried to be like the gags genuinely did make me laugh, and then on that same front you could tell it was like setting up stuff that was like more serious and like blending them together really well. I've heard great things about the manga. It's already finished, so I know it probably has a good ending. That being said, I'm really biased. I really like Gamers. Gamers makes me laugh. It's one of my nostalgic favorites that I watched seasonally. I went in with very low expectations. I enjoyed it more than I did. So I
You
think I'm
even
gonna
made a
vote Gamers.
video about it. I
I
remember.
did.
on
I
your
made a
channel.
video on why you should watch Gamers because I liked it so much. It's just underrated, right? So
It's very
I'm gonna vote
underrated,
Gamers, but
Ooh.
it's tough. It's tough. I could see it going either way. I'm just doing that so Recon can have that final say.
Well, I pretty much have a clear winner. I'm just gonna pretty much vote for Gamers.
Let's go.
There is no
Atlanta
way.
culture.
Hulk, in my opinion, Hulk could have won this entire bracket.
That's the fun of a Recon bracket, Briggs.
Woo!
This is so
Man,
bad.
I love
This is
Gamers.
so
It's all
bad.
about gaming. It's fun. I love the characters. I love their interaction. It is so funny. I love
Recon,
it. It's
how
so
the
good.
hell do you like Gamers more than Hulk?
Look, Hulk is good, but I just really enjoyed Gamers a lot more.
If I finished Helk, there's a chance.
Because
it could be
Gamers is
decided.
pretty much just. It was just about gaming at the beginning, and then slowly, about halfway through, it's just becomes misunderstandings the anime. And I fucking loved it.
Yeah, the misunderstandings are funny, and then like also just the self-awareness of like how it set itself up. Like I said, it set itself up as like an esports type anime in that first episode, and then like it set up all these characters that had the main character energy, all these crazy backstories, and then we never saw any of those characters again, and we didn't do that. So like it was just a love story to gaming, you know, in and of itself.
Let's go. And with that said, Hell goes in the dumpster while Gamers
Yep.
proceeds to the next round.
Briggs not gamer enough confirmed. This
Crazy.
All right,
Game
now
of
this is going to be a good one. We have 2 insanely good comedy shows. We have Gabriel Dropout and Nokotan Chika Noko Noko. What do you guys think?
I
This
don't
is going to
know.
be tough.
I don't know.
They're super good, both of them.
They were both good. Gabriel Dropout's one I didn't finish, and I could see myself actually finishing if I, if I was in the mood for that type of thing. And Nokotan I did, so I feel like I'm biased towards Nokotan. But Nokotan kept me on my toes. Like you would think it's very, you'd think it's very like predictable, and it is because it's just she's a deer, but she's also a girl, so she's like a deer girl.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many jokes around that. But it was also funny. I don't know. It kept going like above and beyond on some of the gags. So the finale was great. Genuinely enjoyed it. I'm gonna go Nokotan.
Dude, I don't know what to vote for. I feel like these are like tied.
Think of the
They're
anime.
both
Think of the
super
dance.
good.
Think of the.
I think I have to go with Nokotan because it's a little bit funnier, I guess. It had some good because of the deers in the background. I think that puts it over the edge. The random deers and the random deers in the background.
CGI deers.
It was like predictable, but it would keep you guessing with stuff like that, right? Like I went
Yeah.
in pretty blind, and so just like randomly seeing the deer or like
No,
some of the
there's-
gags they pulled, you're like, I didn't expect it to go there, right?
There's
Like,
one scene where she's bleeding so much out of her head, and she's like, "My knee," and then she's like, "I don't feel well. I was about to pass out," and then puts a band-aid on her knee. It's like, "I feel better now."
the boss music that was still epic. Some of the best boss music in anime.
Man, Nokota was just it went so viral when it was airing. The opening went viral, the music is viral, the memes are so funny. I think it's just elevated itself a lot more because of that than Gabriel Dropout. They're both great, don't get me wrong, but I just think Nokota was a lot more fun. It was a lot more active, you know.
Towards the end, there was like a whole song that was kind of like a Rocky training montage type thing, but like they redid it in English and like Japanese, so it was like two different songs, and that whole sequence was really fun too. So I appreciated that.
All right, and with that said, Nokota moves up and Gabriel Dropout goes down. But next up, we have, oh lord, we have Shimoneta versus my girl Jahi. What do you guys think?
Shimoneta, easy.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny was fun, but while the
I
show
mean, this isn't even fair, Jordan.
Well, while the name of the
Please
show is The
those
Great
two.
Jahi Will Not Be Defeated, I wanted to make sure that The Great Jahi would be defeated, right? So I put it against
Yeah,
the
she's
great
defeated.
Shimoneta is so good. It's probably the best thing Recon's recommended on this. If I'm being honest, like it was peak. It was a
I'm not
classic that I had put off up till that point. And
I
I'm
really didn't
ashamed I
expect you
did.
both to actually like it because it's just all about dirty jokes.
Very
and shit,
unapologetic, but it's
but you guys certainly did.
I will say there's some hilarious moments in Shimoneta, and I do like it, but I did start to lose interest as time went by. I'm like, okay, this is starting to get old now. At least for me.
no, that's,
Really?
that's fair. I was kind of over it by like towards the very end, but at the same time, I still found it like very funny on like a surface level thing, and then also I enjoyed like the broader message of the show, right? So it did both things really well, and then there's just like so many puns and like visual dick jokes that were just funny. So have you guys ever seen like a stand-up comedian where like the jokes themselves are like kind of okay, but like they're just rapid fire it, right? That's kind of Shimoneta. Like it would just throw out so many jokes left, right, and it just
It really caught me off guard in the first couple episodes. Like some of the jokes were just so unapologetic, so just in your face. I don't give a fuck. Not expected from an anime, and like you would think I would get used to it, and it took a while. Like it was like even on episode 3, episode 4, there was moments where I'm like, oh my god. Did she just say that?
Yeah.
Did that just happen?
But then it is so rapid fire. You do it
I remember. I remember
oh
the
my God,
first
I get it.
episode. I remember the first episode when the girl said, "Cockadoodle, my pussy."
So bad. Anyway, let's go to the next round.
All right. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, round 2. Back to the left side of the bracket, we have the winners that have advanced. Ilya, Fate Khalid Prisma versus the King's Avatar.
Ilya.
Okay.
I'm sorry I hesitated there. I feel like that was a sin in and of itself. Was hesitating for a second, but
Man,
Ilya's
you guys-
watchable. Like I could watch more. I didn't love it, but I could watch more. I wasn't a huge fan just because it was just not for me per se.
I feel like Ilya has those aspects to it that are a little out there that like make a lot of people probably feel that way, where they go, yeah, I'm just gonna stick away from that show, or like it's probably not for me. But like at its core, it is like, you know, solid themes, very put together well enough, and it's like you said, very watchable if nothing else. So
And
that was
on,
a pleasant
on the
surprise.
contrast, King's Avatar, I just like hated every second of it. For the
Of
most
course
part, like
you did.
I absolutely hated on it. It just killed me. It killed me to watch.
It's crazy that you would watch magical girls versus a dope overpowered male
I would rather watch
protagonist.
more Nokotan.
You know what's funny, Recon, is like besides Magical Destroyers and Madoka, I hadn't watched like any magical girl shows through an entire season prior to this. So, thank you for you changed that for me. You gave me a
Good.
magical girl show. I guess is slightly better than even King's Avatar, right? So it's great.
So funny. Ixus in chat says King's Avatar is smartphone level, and I don't think it's that far, but that's a good comparison. Because with smartphone, there's like a problem will be brought up and then immediately solved with no adversity. And I feel like that's kind of what happens with King Avatar. There's a slight challenge, immediately solved, no adversity, for the purpose of making our main character look good and look badass.
Yeah, because he already knows what to do. Because he's
Smartphone,
done
he's
these
the
before.
guy, he's like, I have mastery over every kind of magic, and King's Avatar
pretty
is like,
much-
I have mastery over every
this
class in
guy-
the video game. So it's
He has
pretty
done
much-
everything, Briggs, already, and he's a master gamer, and
Yeah.
he's just starting over to flex on everybody. So of course he knows the answer to all the problems.
did he invent
It
ice
definitely
cream
it
guns?
makes sense kind of for both, but it does take away from it a little bit with the execution. Because like, how do I say this? With smartphone, it's more annoying because it's like a fantasy world where there should be some struggle. Obviously, he's overpowered because of whatever his abilities at smartphone. Pisses me off because there's no adversity. It just immediately solved. But sometimes you need to it makes the badassery better when there's a little bit of like tension and stakes. Once you lose all the tension and stakes, it kind of sucks unless it's funny, like One Punch Man. I don't know. King's Avatar it went so out of its way to be cringe in its execution of showing off badassery.
If
you-
Pumpkin makes a good point in the chat. He says Toya is broken because he got superpowers for nothing, obviously, just like any other isekai protagonist. But the king dude, the main character from the King's Avatar, is strong because he worked his way to the top to become the ultimate best gamer.
And then he's
which is very true.
And then he's smurfing. So it is different. It
Yes,
is
and then
different.
he's smurfing. It
There's
is
a
different.
reason why Isekai Watch Smartphone's like the worst anime I ever watched. I wouldn't say King's Avatar's that far. It just like bottom 10,
that's fair.
bottom
Fair.
20.
Okay.
It had
So-
very pretty animation and backgrounds. So
Yes.
So I guess with that said, it's 2-1 because I would have voted for King's Avatar easily. So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
King's Avatar goes down and Ilya moves on to the semifinals.
like we're bullying Recon in his own bracket. This is
You
this
really
feels bad.
are, guys. You really are. Next round, we have the weakest tamer began a journey to pick up trash versus Yandere Dark Elf. What do you guys think?
Probably Tamer. It was cute. I like
Yeah.
the vibe. The pacing at times was a little rough, but Tamer is just more for me than Dark Elf, I would say. But I do like Dark Elves.
Yeah, these are two very different shows, so I feel like it would
Very.
depend on the mood. But Tamer is a weird one because it almost felt like it shouldn't be an isekai. Like she didn't have actual memories of her past life. There's just like a voice in her head that like is just kind of remembers vague things from her past life and would like have conversations about it. So it's more like she has like schizophrenia than like was an isekai. But Yandere Dark Elf. It's a Yandere. It's a dark elf. She's so cute.
Even crazy.
I'm gonna
I
go
mean-
with Tamer as well, but I will say, just shout out to the Yandere Dark Elf, right? Like it was.
Shout out.
Shout out to all the fans. Shout out to all the fans who like her, yeah. But anyways, my vote wouldn't even matter. I would have voted for Dark Elf because she's hot and I love her so much. But yeah. And with that said, Dark Elf goes down and the Trash Tamer goes on to the next round, on to the semifinals. But moving on now, on back to the right side of the bracket, we have the Immortal King versus Gamers.
Y'all already know my vote. Briggs, I'll let you.
I'm gonna
take
vote
the
for
floor
Immortal
with
King.
this.
I don't really have
Well,
much
you
to
know-
say. I don't dislike Gamers. I did like it. It just
Comedy is like the most subjective subject, right?
yeah. Immortal King
What
just
made me laugh?
made me laugh, you know?
Yep.
Nice. It also made me laugh.
Same. Gamers made me laugh. Immortal King didn't. So I'm gonna vote Gamers. It's up to Recon on this one.
Well, you guys already know my answer to that one, and you do, of course, Briggs. But my vote goes to Gamers.
Oh,
It's not that good, guys.
it was pretty dang good. It was pretty dang good. You got to remember, episode 1 starts out in the very middle with no context, right? And they're just making funny faces, and funny faces make me laugh. All right, there's something about like that just flashes me back to when I was like 1 or 2, and people were making funny faces to make me laugh. Like that sticks with you, right? You can't tell me funny faces aren't funny.
Honestly, for me, Briggs, Gamers is just more memorable than Immortal King. It's just that the characters in Gamers I enjoyed more than Immortal King, because Immortal King just throws out a bunch of random shit. Like, yeah, it's funny, it's good at the same time, but it's just more memorable for me, Gamers, and that's why I liked it. Plus, it's misunderstanding
he
the anime.
Amazoned himself like a bag of chips mid like emergency, and then there's this invisible guy that was charging up. He's like, haha, he doesn't see me, and he's like, I see you. I don't know. I just like that type of comedy. I just find so funny.
It is funny,
You know what
but
it is?
I like it.
Like Jordan's absolutely right. Like comedy is just so subjective. It's just
It's a tough one. A lot of these are comedy anime, right? Which is especially on
is.
the right side of the bracket. They're almost all comedies as far as besides Wistoria, poor thing.
For example, the lowest rated
Lost in
One
the
Punch Man episode came out last week. Lowest rated One Punch
yeah.
Man. I think it's the lowest rated episode of anime of all time. I laughed like absurdly loud 4 to 5 times during that episode. Like genuine laughter, genuine enjoyment, even though there was no animation the entire episode. No one really moved. It was just mouth flaps the entire episode, and people rated it like 1.5. And I think the hate train is kind of pushing it really down, and people are hating on it more than it deserves. While it deserves a better adaptation, I enjoyed the episode. I actually had a fantastic time with the episode.
I don't think that's fair though, because people are hating on the adaptation because because it's such a beloved source material, right? And because like the animation isn't there. So like that's the reason for the low score. But the writing itself, like One's writing, he is a funny dude. Like there's a lot of funny gags in One Punch Man and Mob Psycho and whatnot. So
Like,
I think the hate is deserved. The bullying and the hate is deserved. For
but
me,
it's not
honestly.
though. It's not. That was not a 1.5 out of 10 episode, right? Maybe it's deserved, but it's being downvoted because people love the manga and they love season 1, right? Like if this was a random episode of another anime, it would have probably got a 5 or 6 out of 10.
I see
Yeah,
that.
unfortunately, I just don't think they're paying the animators very well for this one. I don't know.
It's
To be
just
honest
the-
with you
Probably the
guys.
scheduling as far as how much time they gave them would be the big thing as well, right? Rather than the-
Exactly. It's the usual thing. It's a new. I think they did a new studio that's doing this. That like really did like other
JC stuff.
Oh, JC
It's
stuff's
JC
done a
stuff.
lot.
You know?
I don't know. I don't remember what
Yeah,
they
the thing is, I don't know how they do other good anime, like let's say Danmachi, JC staff, amazing adaptation, Danmachi, but then they give us this trashy One Punch Man adaptation, which it doesn't fucking make any sense, you know?
It's like
it really
the
doesn't.
production schedule as far as like what the producers decide and like what they get investment for and things like
That's
that.
interesting though, because you would think they would have enough budget wise, in regards to like to get it done. Considering One Punch Man's on like a lot of like popular streaming platforms, so I'm surprised there's no money for it. I could see like scheduling constraints.
I think there probably is a lot of scheduling because there's a lot of it's usually a rush to get stuff like that out, and then there's also and I'm not the biggest expert on this, right? So I'm halfway speaking out my ass, but there's also just the thing of they know it's probably gonna at least sell well, and like they're gonna get like some sales for it just because there's
Oh, it
already
ain't
so many
selling
fans
well.
of the source material.
It ain't doing well at all.
I know, but just generally speaking, if you're pushing out like a sequel of something that's already popular, like that's the reason like a Blue Lock season 2, right, gets a treatment that's like less than season 1, or One Punch Man sequel season 2 and 3, they're not necessarily going to strive to get that same quality as in season 1 because it already has fans, it already has a fan base, like they already know people are going to watch it, right, for one way or another. Whereas with like an original, you're trying to kind of prove yourself against the other stuff.
I highly doubt people would pay to watch this garbage. That's why I just watch it illegally.
Dude,
I do think they push the grain of like what they can get away with, right?
Yeah.
Like people still like Blue Lock season 2, and like for a lot of that, it's a lot of PNG lock,
I
right?
think you would be
Last episode of
surprised.
it, they went home, so.
Sorry to cut you off. I think you'd be surprised, Recon, with how many people are watching One Punch Man, and how many people are gonna watch it regardless because of its name, right?
Yeah,
I know, but in the
recognition.
end, the JC staff or the people behind JC, the people behind the animation, they're gonna get all the hate and the bullying, which for me is deserved because they're giving us a horrible adaptation to one of the most beloved series, and they just need to, take that criticism with them back home.
I
'cause
don't think
know.
the staff deserve it, Recon. I don't think the staff
Yeah.
deserve it. It's more the executives and maybe the overarching company.
Mhm.
But
I'd agree with
I do
Brick.
think all this hate is if anything, is just drawing so much more attention to One Punch Man.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of issues with the current anime industry and like how they manage those production schedules or like how they try to push stuff out. But yeah, I think a lot of that goes back to the executives and whoever makes those decisions regarding the production rather than the animators themselves. So yeah, hopefully the animators don't catch too much flack because I'm sure like the schedules
see.
they're working under are pretty constrained.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
They've done well enough
you can
stuff,
only
right? But-
put out a product based on the amount of people you have and the time you have working and the amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Considering they've done good things in the past, I think it's more of an overarching company issue.
Yeah, I mean, you could take a good animator and say, like, give them as much money as you want to say, like, make this within a week. And, like, if you're only giving them a week and, like, that's not enough time to do it, then they're not,
The
you know,
most
it's not gonna be a good
popular-
product pushed out.
The most popular meme from the new One Punch Man is the fucking Garo slide. If you guys have seen that one.
Where you're just sliding down the hill. Like,
Yeah, they're
that's-
just
that's what
fucking
you see everywhere.
dragging. They're dragging a PNG downhill, and then everybody is like, there are so many videos on YouTube. Is like people are using AI to fix that, or they're doing it better themselves. Like, JC staff, hire me. I can do better.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue this
Mind-blowing,
bracket.
man. Anyways, we're going off track right now. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah. So
Game
gamers beat Daily
yeah,
Life
so,
with Immortal King, right? And then-
Unfortunately, the Immortal King is no longer immortal because he's immortal. He's going to go downhill, and Gamers moves up.
I think
next round.
two of my favorite anime here were Hulk and Immortal King. Anyway, continue.
Anyways, next round we have Shikanoko Nokotan versus Shimoneta. Take it away, guys.
Shimoneta's probably better.
It is. I do want to say these are at least both shows I finished in their entirety after Recon recommended them, right? They were both pretty funny. They were both very enjoyable. They both kind of kept me engaged. Shimoneta is just one of those where I feel like the quality is up there, and then it's just also a classic. I was like ashamed I hadn't watched up to that point, right? Like good surface level, and then also good aside from that. So, yeah, Shimoneta all the way, and it has Anna. Is her name Anna?
Yeah.
Best girl? Okay.
Anna, yep. I definitely agree with you guys. Shimoneta is definitely better than Nokotan. It's just 10 times better, 10 times funnier.
I don't think 10
It's
times.
also-
10 times is a little crazy.
Okay, probably not 10 times, but let's
Like-
say maybe
like
5
6 point-
times.
Yeah, 6.9 times.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, 6, yeah, 6. I like that number, Jordan.
Thank you. I tried really
6.9
hard.
times funnier. But anyways, yeah.
Shimoneta inspired me, you know. Like if it was any other anime besides Shimoneta, I wouldn't have made that joke. But
Shimoneta moves forward, and Nokotan the Deer takes a drain downhill, unfortunately. But now we are on to the semifinals on the on the left-hand side. We have Ilya, Fate Khalid Prisma, versus the weakest tamer began a journey to
Wow,
pick up
these
the
anime
trash.
both kind of suck.
oh god, this is kind of tough because both these anime are pretty good. But
You guys decide who moves on to the finals, and we start now.
so
Dude, this is
now that you've
crazy.
seen- oh, go for it.
No, go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead. I'm
I was gonna say now that you've seen Unlimited Blade Works, I know we're gonna wait till next week to kind of talk about it a little bit. But can we at least agree that Fate in general is pretty depressing? All right, like
Yeah.
Ilya and Recon hasn't seen Zero, so take this with a grain of salt. I'm not going to spoil anything from Zero, but like Ilya is a character we knew from previous to Unlimited Blade Works. We see her in the prequel. We see her in Unlimited Blade Works, and then she doesn't get too much screen time before she has like one of the most tragic deaths in the series. Like she just is like kind of tortured a little bit as she dies, right?
Yeah.
Like she's blinded. Fate, nobody's ever happy in Fate, but for Ilya, like on top of those good fights we talked about, the slice of life moments, while they're just kind of okay in their own right, it's the fact that we have characters that are just sad and depressed in every other version of this series we ever see. So we got to see them happy for a little bit, right? There's something about that that's heartwarming. Like
Yeah, I think if you're a fan of the other Fates, you could watch this and have
Exactly.
there's something to appreciate.
exactly, yeah. So like on top of just being like a probably like a pretty average Maho Shoujo anime, I assume. Like it was that plus we get to see Ilya happy for a bit. So I'm a vote Ilya. That's my vote. But they're both pretty good. I did like Tamers.
I wish I could remember Tamers more detailed. It's been a while.
Like the slime would
She was
slur a little
kicked out
bit.
by
She
her
said it
parents
opened.
because she was starless, and then she was forced to roam around outside, scavenging trash to try and survive and make some money. And she finds a little slime creature, and she befriends it. Turns out that slime creature is super rare, and she meets new friends and shit like that. And she gets help. And,
It was really cute. It was really
that's
cute.
what the story is.
I liked like
He's grasping at straws right now. He's like, I don't want to vote for Ilya again.
And it has, of course, amazing visuals as well. The Weakest Tamer.
It was
cute.
It was really cute. I like the vibe. I like the atmosphere. I think I'm gonna have to vote for Ilya here. And it's funny because I do think I really said I hated Ilya on the podcast. But I also hate Apocrypha. So maybe I'm using the word hate. I might be using the word hate a little bit too liberally here, or a little bit too like loosely. Because Apocrypha is going to end up being good. And there was a lot of things with Apocrypha, with the animation that were good, and like some of the dialogue and the fight scenes. It just like I'm not invested yet, so it's pissing me off. I kind of hate it. But I'm using it a little strongly. And I think the same thing kind of happened with Ilya, where I didn't like it, but there's some good things about it. So I guess I'm gonna vote for Ilya. I guess it's so tough.
God,
I'll vote
shocked.
for Ilya. I'll vote for Ilya.
I could see you grasping at straws there. You're like, remind me something about Tamer. Anything about
Give me
Tamer.
something. Give me something.
Well,
But,
that is indeed a very shocking surprise that Ilya made it to the finals. Yeah. I would have voted for the Weakest Tamer, but Ilya moves on, and the Weakest Tamer is unfortunately so weak that she died in the show. And then we're moving on to the semi... No, she didn't die.
She
Don't
died?
worry.
Oh, okay.
No.
I haven't
No,
finished
no.
it yet, but oh my god.
No, she doesn't die. But we're
Maybe it
moving
is
on to the semifinals for the right side. We have Gamers versus Shimonetta. Take it away, lads.
Both comedy anime.
I'm gonna vote for
Both
Shimonetta. I don't really like Gamers that much. I guess it was good. It was okay.
Jordan, you know what to do.
Gamers had a lot of references and stuff. Those are fun, right? You go through the opening, you're like, I know that game. I know what that game's referencing. Like, it was just a love letter to gaming. But it was no Shimonetta, Shimonetta is one of those that proves true time and time again. It's very anti-authoritarian in its messaging, but also just very funny with a lot of dick jokes, like rapid speed dick jokes. And so it manages to make it funny, right? Like, there's times where I wasn't laughing. I was more so just confused. But like, if you keep rapid firing that many jokes back to back to back, eventually you're gonna laugh, and that's what it did to me. I felt like it bullied me into finding it funny. So I'm gonna go Shimonetta. Shimonetta for me as well.
Well, that sucks, because I would have voted for Gamers, and Gamers would have gone up if you were with me, Jordan. But unfortunately,
sorry.
with that being said, Gamers, the club disbanded, and they all went their separate ways, and they're no longer Gamers. So that means Shimonetta moves on to the final round against
so sad.
Fate Khalid Ilya Prisma. That is going to be one epic battle. Who do you guys think is the winner of my anime bracket?
So wait, is it Ilya versus Shimonetta? Is that what happened?
Yep.
Ilya versus Shimonetta, which is hilarious because for a Recon bracket, we have an anime that I said I hated and an anime that I dropped after 6 episodes.
You dropped Shimonetta after 6 episodes?
Yeah, I didn't finish
This
it.
is so sad.
Wow.
He said it fell off towards the end. That means that he fell off after like the best episodes where Anna
I think
like
by episode 5 and 6, I'm like, okay, this is kind of starting to get old. Maybe even a little bit of gross for me. There's a few scenes I don't want to watch this.
I felt that way during like the last like 4 episodes.
Power
but,
through
like,
it, Briggs. Come on.
those first
Where's the
8,
Chad in
solid.
you? Power through that shit.
No.
Oh.
Both of these are kind of all right. I'm gonna vote. Why don't you go first? You kind of like both of these shows, Jordan.
I do like both of these shows, but that's why I don't want to go first though. This feels like bullying.
You watch them both, Jordan. You watched the
Yeah.
Shimonetta and a lot of Ilya, so I guess
I will say Shimonetta kind of. There's a lot of seasons I haven't seen of Ilya yet. I have heard it like continues to go, and it. I've seen some trailers for the movies that came out recently, and they look really high quality, really good. Shimonetta kind of wore me out a little bit by the end. I will say kind of felt that same way. Like I had to take multiple sit downs to actually kind of get through it, and then like I said, those last few episodes I wasn't quite laughing as much anymore. I was just kind of ready to be over and done with it. But I did finish it. Ilya, I watched through all at once, and it never really slowed down for me. Like I said, it kind of goes back and forth between slice of life comedy esque versus like epic fights and like actual kind of serious stuff going on. So like the jaggering that back and forth kind of kept my interest. So I'm gonna go with Ilya. Surprisingly enough, I know that wasn't like a true Recon recommendation, but I think I might go Ilya over Shimoneta.
Well.
Why vote Shimoneta?
That's crazy.
It comes down to Recon.
Well. Looks like I decide the fate.
Oh,
The fate
good
of
fun.
who wins. Let's see. Either I choose a funny anime that I really, really, really liked, or I choose a magical girl anime
It is tough. It is tough.
with a lot of Yuri and a lot of effects and action by Studio Photable and shit like that. But yeah. Anyways.
Actually, Ilya was actually Silverlink, I think, as far as studio goes. Like it was not.
Oh wait, what
ufotable.
was it Silverlink? I completely
Yeah,
forgot.
it could have fooled me. Like it actually looked decent for those fights.
But anyways, for me personally, I'm going to choose Shimoneta.
I tried my darndest.
Shimoneta with the win.
I
And
even
with
put
that,
Ilya on
ladies
the
and
same side as the
gentlemen,
bracket is literal trash. Okay, I tried.
and with that, ladies and gentlemen, Gilgamesh comes flying down, summons 1,000 swords through a portal, piercing Ilya, and she dies. Which means Shimoneta is the winner of my anime bracket.
Cool.
What do you guys think?
I think
it's
this
pretty
is a bad
shit
way to spend
Moneta.
We're in the middle of the Fate arc, boys, and the Fate anime.
Honestly,
this is so sad.
I genuinely knew that if Immortal King or Hulk would have stayed, they would have gone so far, probably even to the finals. But
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie, I expected the right side of the bracket to go completely differently. I thought it'd be like Wisteria versus Hulk. Like I thought I'd be the only gamers dude, and then I figured after that, like Shimoneta, I did expect to go on, but I thought Wisteria would win that right side of the bracket. If I was being honest,
Lord Rigo needs to make this bracket next time for Jordan.
Honestly, I think
Sounds
Briggs
good.
should probably take the brackets next time.
I'll send you the list of the ones I've recommended.
But then again, it's hard to predict. You don't know what people are going to do and what people are going to like. What I tried to do a little bit is usually make the first rounds either very similar in anime or very uneven in scale of like their like how good I think they are. So like my top 4 to like 6 picks, I try and separate for the most part, which is pretty Rigo.
Yeah, I guess I should probably take the quality into account a little bit more. I always go like themes. So like the bottom left is all the isekais. Top left we got the Maho shoujos against each other, and a lot of comedies over on the right side. But alas, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Shimoneta is goated.
We're gonna do your. Hopefully, we do your bracket at some point as well, Jordan.
Yeah, so I think next week we're gonna aim to talk about Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. And if you want to start watching Zero, you're welcome to Recon. Fate Zero. Fate Zero is my favorite Fate of all time. Also, it's very funny to me that the 2 Fates that I've liked the least are the 2 that Recon likes so far, Ilya and Apocrypha. Fate Zero is really good. I hope you enjoyed Unlimited Blade Works. We'll get into that in the next one.
It was okay.
We'll get into
But
that
I'm not gonna say
it.
it. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything right now.
Talk next time.
Me and Jordan.
Ilya, but it's good.
We need to at least get through half of Apocrypha. We need to watch at least halfway through.
Yeah.
So like our goal should be past
do
12
your
episodes.
homework.
I'll try to watch as much as possible. At least 12 episodes, but I can see it being all right.
I hope it gets better.
I will say, it's weird to me that like Recon's seen like Ilya and Apocrypha, and then like not the main Fate series prior to that, because like even watching Apocrypha, part of what I've enjoyed about it is like noticing characters from the other Fate series, even if it's an alternative universe, like just seeing characters I recognize, right? It's fun. Like Shiro and whatnot, it's.
Yep. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone enjoyed this podcast, this episode of the Rantcafe Anime Podcast. Next week we're doing the Fate stuff, and we'll see you all next time.
Well, later, everybody. Bye.
Sick.